Afternoon, Dietra Jones here, Doug, because you're on my page, right? And then I have Cheryl Howard here because we met. Yeah, y'all know yesterday I was talking about going places and meeting people. And it's funny because I met Cheryl Howard, who you see right here, that we met a couple of years ago. And so while I knew we had met somewhere, because at this point in our lives, really, we get around.
Right.
So sometimes you can have a tendency to forget where you meet people. And so I'm so glad I met her 2 years ago, but now she has developed a group and she's a single mom too. And so we've reconnected just one more time. So I want to just give you an idea of the reason why I created the Brunch of Possibilities in the first place. Is for reasons just like this. And I'm so glad. I love the way it rolls out and I like the way it happens because it's not me orchestrating. Y'all know who it is, right? It's the good, great God that we serve who keeps on lining us up and making things fall into place. And sure, I know what my goals are, but he helps me along. That's called coming alongside me and helping. That's the help that he does. So I'm not going to keep on talking. I'm going to let Cheryl introduce herself because then we'll get more into why you are mindful of how you entertain strangers and so on and so forth. So take it away, Cheryl Howard.
Hey everybody, good afternoon. Nice sunny day on this side of town. I'm Cheryl Howard. I am an inspiration and transformation speaker. I'm clergy. I'm a certified life purpose coach, and I'm a mental health professional by day. And there's some other things that I do as well, because we all have journeys and seasons that we go through. One of the things I do as a life purpose coach is help people identify their purpose, their passion, their strengths. Because a lot of times we bury those things as we go through transitions and kind of forget sometimes what we possess. And so I help people revisit those things and sometimes different things you go through, you have to reinvent or find yourself over again, like going through different things like divorce and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, now what do I do now? Because I'm in a different season. I'm no longer a wife. Now I'm a single mom, so I come alongside, like you said, how God is with us because he came along my side, but kind of come along other people's side as you do, Dietra, and help people in that journey, just being a supportive individual. Just every role that I played in life, I've been that individual, even as a cosmetologist. In salons, a lot of times there's counseling going on in the chair. Just, you know what I'm saying? People sat in my chair and just cried, couldn't even touch their hair, had to get to what's going on. We had prayer, boom, then we take care of the outside stuff. So that's pretty much what I do in everything. Ministry, coaching, mental health professional, and an author.
Yes, and that's exactly funny because we kind of have those same credentials behind us. But the thing is, a lot of the time I don't speak it out front because people are so put off these days by what's going on in the community socially. So sometimes in meeting people where they are, it is such a wonderful thing because people say, there's something so different about you, Cheryl. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. They say the same thing to me, which is wonderful because then you invite me to tell you what that is. Right. And that's when our faith and everything else comes in so we can make God a whole lot more believable. And it doesn't matter where you go. And when you mention the, cosmetologist, yes, there's another lady that I know, Sonia. She always talks about wisdom from behind the chair all the time because so much really goes on in barbers' chairs, beauty chairs, all the different places that we go, whatever seat we sit in, we still have on the same personality, the same attributes. And that's what also makes us unique because we're not a chameleon. We don't change depending on where we go. We're always the same. And that's why you resonate with me. And that's why when I met you, we just automatically, we were connected already. And then I had the nerve with, okay, how old are we now? I forgot all that we talked about in the connection that we made because some time went by, and that's shocking for me because, listen, I remember my phone number for when I was 5 years old, so I have a good memory, but for some reason that escaped me. But I think it's because we do so much, and we really do try to connect with people, and we stay connected. That's why when we came back together, it was like, boom, and always willing to support. So as I was telling you guys, last week when I went to the Facebook event, it was women supporting women. And that's a continuous thing for me. It's a continuous thing and most of the women that always end up in my space are just like Cheryl Howard, just like Sonia Jennings, just like Kiki Cornelius, and we're all working on different things. And so we can glean from one another. You never know what you may learn when you go to any of these events and when you connect with people. That's why it's really important for you to have an open mind and an open heart, because then it allows you to connect with people. And so that's what the Brunch of Possibilities is going to be about. That's why Cheryl Howard is going to be one of our guests there on Saturday. Zakiya Ringgold, you guys already know that she's going to be the soap maker, and we're all going to do these things together because it allows us to leisurely speak to one another once you hear more about our stories. Because for me, having been a divorced mom of these 3 guys and coming up on 18 years of having raised my sons as a divorced mom, that's a whole lot of stuff. And and sometimes when you're by yourself, you can feel unaccomplished. But when I think about all the pickups and drop-offs and other people's kids that I had at my house, and how many meals I cooked, and how many back-to-school nights I went to, and how many haircuts I paid for, and all this kind of stuff, it's quite an accomplishment, I have to say. So it feels really good. And I'm going into, yes, indeed, right, Cheryl? I'm going into the next chapter of my life. And so are a lot of other people. And so when you hear each other's stories, find out from whence we came and the channels that we went through to get there, it's amazing. And it will also give you insight into how and what the possibilities are of what you may want to do. It's not to convert you to an entrepreneur, because like Cheryl, she's a professional in terms of her work, and she still has her other things going on in the background. That's how a lot of us started. I just happened to have left corporate America because I had these 3 guys that I needed to be more available to meet their needs of extracurricular activities. And, and being involved in ministry too was also something. But I left my job in corporate America so I could be more available to my sons instead of being downtown, especially after 9/11. So the Brunch of Possibilities is going to give you time to connect with one another, not just 3 minutes before we go on to the next segment or the next session and whatever else. Friday night, we will be there with the welcome reception, and we just may be doing a little bit of line dancing and maybe some karaoke. And then Saturday, we'll have the delicious know what to do next. They don't know what to do next, whether they're new to a new stage of their life. It's the next stage. And so that's why we'll be talking to allow you to ask questions, because I didn't do anything in the conventional way. Nothing I did was normal. And my family would tell you that. Nothing I did was normal. But guess what? It did not kill me. In fact, it paved the way for some other women to do exactly what I do, because I discovered where the boundaries were and I learned to negotiate them. That's why I can teach it now and show other people how you can get through this, and you'll have to unlearn some things, because what we've been conditioned to believe is not necessarily true, and you don't know until you do it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So on Sunday, after the brunch on Saturday, after the brunch on Saturday, that's when we're going to make soap. It's going to be at 5 p.m. in Fairfax, Virginia. The link is on is right here at the bottom of my screen, the Brunch of Possibilities. You see it there. And there are also, while I strongly encourage you to come for the entire weekend, because where can you go and get all of this for $149? That's the early bird pricing. Give you some places that you can get accommodations, or maybe we may be able to get everyone to stay in one place. You know how I do. The more I can bring together, the better. That's why I am the conduit for life, because I bring people together seamlessly so that we can have a good time. So that's what we're going to be doing. What else, Miss Cheryl?
It's so good. Excuse me. I was thinking about people, women, some of us, and it's men like this too. I was thinking about those who kind of more introverted, and they're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know anybody. Because I kind of went through that coming to Richmond, and I think this is a wonderful opportunity. And it's so awesome that it's called Brunch of Possibility, because it could be possible that you'll meet some new people, new friends, new relationships, but you got to get out. And I think this is so good for women to get out. It's a relaxed atmosphere. It's people who encourage each other. It's not about competition or going to see, being spectators. It's just having fun. It's awesome that you have soap making. That's fun. And what I was just picturing while we're making soap, we're talking and chatting and laughing. I love that. I'm so excited about it. And so I'm already there before it even happened.
But that's what I like about us. It's the energy which becomes synergy, because when we get together, you have that time. You're not pressed. And so really, even if when you come on Friday, you'll see the same people on Saturday and then on Sunday if you'd like. So what we're going to do now is, I think that's pretty much it. But I wanted to give you, Cheryl, a chance to talk about your books.
Okay. Well, I happen to have, I'm happy about this. I created Your Purpose Passion Finder Journal. Of course, that's what I do. And it kind of just takes people on a journey of doing things that they can do to find out what their purpose and passion is. And this could be like simple stuff, asking people around you, your villagers, what permeates out of your spirit, what comes out of me when I'm around, when I open my mouth, what do other people see? And it's like a lot of questionnaires. It's a journal. So there's a lot of places where you can kind of write down different things, what your skills, your talents are, even your experiences, your knowledge through things that you've gone through in life. So I was happy about this journal that I finally got binded. So I'm gonna try to have some of these available at the event so women can pick it up and take it home. I do have it online as well, but it's good when you have some down, you can kind of write down. I believe journaling is therapeutic because you get to relax and think about those things. You have to be intentional though. You have to purposely take time and say, I'm going to sit down and relax and kind of get into myself. That's one book that I have out, but my bestseller book is Let Me Out. And it's talking about things that's been lying dormant for so long and learning how to actualize those things that God has given us. Even the things I mentioned earlier, we forgot about the little girl dreams and vision that we once had. And now we get to revisit, especially being single, not saying that all of us have put away everything we wanted to be, but now that we're single, we have more time to get into us and start letting those things unfold. Like, let me out. What's inside, what's hidden. And it also deals with healing from past trauma, past maybe patterns of generational mistakes, and sometimes we call it generational curses, but learning to find the places that need healing so we can live on purpose and live in our purpose. So that's why I call it Let Me Out, because I kind of go through things that I've gone through and how I found out my inner strengths and gifts and talents I believe God has given me. And that book is really made to serve other people and to help people find their healing and then live in their purpose.
And that's, again, all of that stuff is such an amazement to me, how closely we parallel each other. And so that is why we end up in some of the same places and some of the same circles. And sometimes people have been through the same things, but everybody processes things differently. And so that's another reason why it's so great to get together, because it's amazing how many people, you think you're often alone, but you'll discover that you're not alone at all. There's so many people who've gone through what we've gone through with slight differences, but the emotional pain and the struggle is very similar. And so when you can talk to someone who actually can relate, it's a relief to be able to meet someone that has gone through it, because then you don't have to be so either bashful or feel ashamed of whatever it is for a backstory, because we've all been through something. And so when we have tools like the journal that you have that people can use to write it out because it is therapeutic, it's so very, very helpful. So I'm so glad, yes, absolutely bring some with you, because that is the entire purpose of that whole thing, is that it'll help people heal through some things. And people are coming for fun, which is always the case. But then you leave. I don't want people to leave like they came.
You can still get your life back. Get your life back. It's real. Get your life back. Get your life back.